Okay, so yesterday we have covered the TestNG part, and today in the TestNG part we have to cover data provider. Okay, so before that, if you have any question, you can ask me. Payal, Shruti, and Ranjita.
No.
Great. Okay, let me again. This is your batch. Okay. Okay, so we'll continue on the TestNG. So now. Let me take one example. I have already shown you that how you can run your test cases with multiple test cases with the help of TestNG. I told you about the hierarchy of the suit, then test. So Ranjita and Shruti, you are also good, or you want to ask anything?
Good, sir. No, sir. No questions.
Great. And this is very important part of the, you can say, interview, that they can ask you what is cross-browser testing. So I already told you, whenever you want to work, whenever you want to make your automation to you can say, support on multiple browser, you can write this coding. So actually, you can say cross-browser testing also use a feature of parameterization of TestNG. So you have also seen that how we can pass the parameter. Is it okay? Why I'm focusing it again? Because it is very important. So not only in this function, anywhere, like in any test case. For example, let me come to this point. If you want to pass any parameter here also, getting my point? Then also how you can do same thing, just make it parameterized. You have to use a parameter annotation and you can pass it from TestNG. Getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, now today I'm going to show you another thing that is very, very important. Not very, 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 very important. And that is why that is called data-driven approach. What is data-driven approach? Now tell me very interesting thing. Suppose I want to run, for the timing, let me disable this one. Okay, I'm only enabling one test case. So in this way, I'm also telling you one more thing. Whenever you have to disable any test case for the time being, the bad approach is that you can comment. When you comment any annotation above the test case, it will not run. But the proper approach for that is, in your attribute, you can use an attribute that is called enabled. And you have to write enabled equal to false. When you write enable equal to false, it will work. And when you write enable equal to true, it will run. So this is the proper approach which is given by TestNG. Otherwise, what happens? If you simply make this annotation, it will run. If you comment it, it will not. Is it okay?
Yes.
Now, I will tell you what is, you can say, what is the data-driven approach. We have already learned in, you can say, no. You are guys are only learning the syllabus. Okay. So what is data-driven approach? Suppose take the example, I want to run this test case. So in this test case, what is the test data? Anybody can tell me? Pradeep. Yes or no? Because I want to run this test case with Pradeep. So actually we are testing that whether we can enter different type of data in my first name or not. Getting my point? For example, I can try to enter any pure string. Yes or no? I can try any numeric number.
Yes.
Yes. We can try some special character, something like that. Something like 3, 4, 5. I'm writing some string also. Then I can write some special character. So in this way, you can see that sometimes it is needed that we have to run our test cases with multiple type of data, multiple set of data. I can give the best example of the login. You can say client can ask you that, okay, I'm giving you 1,000 credentials. Okay, I'm giving you 1,000 credentials, and you have to test whether these credentials are valid and working fine or not. So how you are going to do? You will write a login test case. Yes or no? You are going to write a login test case, and in login test case, you have to run your test cases with 1,000 set of data. It means you have to run your test case for 1,000 times. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Okay. So now I will tell you what we can do. If we want to take the example, suppose if we want to run this test case with 3 set of data, can anybody tell me what we can do? What is the easiest approach? You can tell me. Try.
We need to pass this parameter.
Yes, we can pass the parameter, but the thing is that in that case, you have to, when you pass the parameter, there is a challenge. What is the challenge? You have to understand that when you pass the parameter, when you have the pass to parameter, then also how you call this test case in a loop. Yes or no? Because you have to call it multiple times. Yes or no?
Yes.
So now here you will see that how this problem will be solved. First of all, just see, first of all, whenever you want to run your same test case with multiple set of data, so first requirement is that you have to make it parameterized. So first I'm going to make it parameterized string, and I'm just giving first name. Is it okay? So now whenever anybody will run this test case, whatever the parameter will first name, okay, I have to write first name we are already using. So let me write F name. We are already using this variable F name. So whatever the parameter will pass, that will pass in the send keys, right? And it will enter the data. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now you will see when I'm running this thing, what will happen? I'm not passing any value, just see what will happen. I'm running this test case. What error you are getting on your console? So let me run and just see here. Okay, it will not run from here. Reason is that we have used the cross-browser testing. So let me do one thing. It is module 1. I want to run it from here. So let me comment it from here. Let me comment this thing. So how we can comment? Let me comment this thing. This one. This. So I have commented module 2. And I can comment this module also. Now I can run it from there. So now let me know. So now it will not fail due to other reason. It will fail. Okay, as it's starting. Great. Okay, now it is failing. There is one test case failing. Now tell me, are you able to see the cannot inject? What are you saying? Cannot inject annotation method class string. What do you mean by it? It means it is saying that when TestNG is trying to run this, it is not unable to pass any test data. Getting my point?
Yes.
So now the question is that how you can pass the data. So for that purpose, one thing comes into the picture of the TestNG, that is called data provider. And what is data provider? First of all, what you have to do, you have to create a function, and there is a special structure of the function. What is that? Object. The return type of this function will be object array, and the name of the function you can give anything. I'm giving the name validate first name data provider. Okay, this is, so I'm just giving the name. It doesn't mean that you should use the same name. Only the thing is that I'm just giving a meaningful name. This is the test case, and this function is going to behave as a data provider. So here, let me declare the things. I will tell you what is this object. I will tell you, don't worry about that. This one, I'm just giving a reference variable and saying new. And here I will ask again, write this thing. And after that, let me write return. Okay. So here you will see, I have already told you about the array. Yes or no? I have already told you about the array.
Yes.
So now the question is that, what is this? This is called multi-dimensional array. This is called multi-dimensional. So how the multi-dimensional array works? First of all, I'll tell you that thing also one by one. I've complete each and everything. So let me create a made function in this class, then I will delete it. Public static void main, and then I will say string args so that I can show you understanding of arrays separately. Then I will use in the data provider. So just see what is multi-dimensional array. How you declare the single dimensional array? Int. Suppose I'm saying a
equal to
new int, and you just give the size of the array. Suppose you want to, how many data you want to store? Suppose 3. So you'll give this. Getting my point?
yes.
And how it is going to store in the array? You will simply know that it is going to store array in this way: A0, some value like I will say 3, then A1, then A2. Yes or no?
Yes.
So this is called single dimension. How the value are stored in the memory? Let me show you that thing. And that is going to help you in understanding the multi-dimensional. So what happens? Suppose take the example. This you can take the example how values are stored. You declared any array, so it is stored something like that. This is, you can say, your array. It has given you, okay, so it is array, so it is giving the size of 3. So you can assume that your memory is divided into 3 this way, 1 and 3 parts. Okay, so these 3 blocks I have shown you. 1, 2, 3. So how? What is the first one? First one is called the first row. You can assume this. What is the? This is first row 0. This is 1. And this is 2. Is it okay? So how values will be stored? In the first 3, 5, 8. So it will store 3. It will store 5. And it will store 8. Getting my point? This is the, you can say, array. And let me create a complete memory.
Yes.
So you can say the outer one is the complete memory. You can take the example. Outer one is the complete memory. So now what is the references? A. So A will point to this whole block. A will point to this whole block. Is it okay?
Yes.
So A is presenting the whole block. Whenever you want to access A0, A1, A2 happens. Okay, this is called single dimension array. What do you mean by multiple dimension array? Multiple dimension array means whenever you want to, currently you are dividing your array into the rows. When you divide your array in rows as well as columns. For example, when you want to store the value, something like that. Currently you have 0 row, 1 row, 2 row. When you want to divide your every row into columns also, something like that. Just see here that you are dividing the first row into the this way. So in every row, how many columns are there? 2. This is first row, and also now your every row is divided into 2 columns. You can say the first part of the column is 0 and another part is 1. In the same way, you can create multiple columns. So every row is now containing 2 columns. So how you define the, if it is a multi-dimensional array, what will be the first row, first column? 0, 0. What will be the second column in the first row? 0, 1. So how you define this thing? That first of all, in the single dimensional array, you define this thing, and this is called number of rows. So in multiple dimensional array, actually you define 2 things, 2 brackets. So first bracket actually defines the number of rows, and second defines the number of columns.
Yes.
So in every row, if you want to define 2 columns, so here you will say 3, 2. If you want to define 4 rows, so you will say 4. Number of columns you can define here. Is it okay?
Yes.
So now the question is that how values are stored? The first row 0. Okay, first row, first column is 0, 0. And what is the first row, second column? A
0, 1.
Yes, A0, 1. You guys are awesome. So now you can see when I'm saying A003, so it is going to store the value here. When I'm saying A01 equal to suppose 8, where it is going to store the value? First row, second column. Getting my point?
Yes.
So when you want to store the values in this way, it is called multi-dimensional array. That's it. Second row, first 0. So index will be same. 1, 0, 1, 1. Getting my point?
Yes.
And here you can say 2, 0, 2, 1. So in this way, you can store values in your multi-dimensional array. This is clear?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to see, let me print the values also so that you can see how we can print the value. You know that I can print the value using a, you can say, loop also. So how we can print the values? Using loop also. or let me print the value, only value of a specific element so that I can show you A20. Getting my point? If you want to print all the values, tell me, anybody can tell me, I want to print the all values from the array. Here I'm storing, suppose 4.
Then
We can create a loop for that. Okay.
yes,
So how we can create a loop? Something like this for, just see here, int, I can take the example of int, I equal to 0. I should be less than, there is a keyword in the, that is called a less than length. Yes or no?
yes, I plus plus.
Yes, and I plus plus. So now this is the loop, and simple what we have to write in it. You know that column are already fixed. So we have to focus on rows. I will present the row. So I means first row, 0 means first column. Okay. So if I will write this way, let me write in the same row plus, if I will write, make a space, and then I will say, so every time it will print the one row. Yes or no? If I will write
Yes.
AI0 and AI1. So it means first time the value of I will be 1. Oh, sorry, 0. 0, 0, 0, 1. First row. 1, 0, 1, 1. So it will print all the things. Let me run it. It's working. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
So now let me come back to our objective, that what is that validate data provider? First of all, whenever you want to store the data in the data provider, it is mandatory that you have to use a multi-dimensional array. Reason is that, suppose take the example, in my current scenario, the number of times you want to run your test case, that is called rows. Suppose you want to run this test case with 100 times. So 100 will be the number of rows. Getting my point? And in every run, how many parameter you want to pass? That is called column. Getting my point? This is clear? Means rows means number of times you want to run the test case, and column means every time in every run, how many parameter you are passing. If you are passing 2 parameter, I can give the example. Suppose I am writing this test case for 2 purpose, for for first name as well as middle name, for example, so that I can tell you the use of multiple parameters. Now, how many parameters we have to pass? First name and middle name. So how many parameters will be there?
2.
Yes. So now it means I will make it 2 parameterized. This one. So now the question is that if I want to run my test case with multiple set of data, like Pradeep Nailwal, Priyanka Rajpur, something like that. So I have to run this test case with multiple set of data. So in every run, how many parameters I have to pass? 2. So column will be 2. Is it okay? How many test data we have to pass? Suppose we have to run with 3 times. So column will be 3. So how we are going to set the data? Just see here. I'm just taking the example of this one. Just change the name of the array only. Here I will say data. The name of my array is data. Here I can say data, 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 data. If any point you are not getting, you can ask me. Okay, now first row, I will write the name Pradeep. This is first name. In the second column, what we write? Surname. Is it okay? So what first row is presenting? First row, first column, first name. First row, second column, you can say last name or middle name because we have to pass 2 parameters. Are you getting my point? How we are doing it? Say yes or no?
Yes.
So in the second row, I'm just creating the data, Priyanka Rajput. Third data. Let me write, and I can say Shruti, Shruti. What is the surname of Shruti?
Sing.
Shruti Singh. This one. Okay. So currently we are running it. So this is the structure of the data provider function. Means whenever you want to provide a data to any other function, first of all, you have to create the structure. You have to give the function name. You have to create a, you can say return type multiple dimensional array. And according to your parameter and how many times you want to run, you have to create the structure. Now, what is the second thing? Before this function, you have to use an annotation that is called data provider. What is the name of data provider? It means when TestNG will run, it will automatically understand that the purpose of this function is to provide some data to any other function. Getting my point?
Yes.
Getting my point? Now the question is that how you can link this data to this function. How this function will understand that this function will get the data from this function. For that case, in your test annotations, there is another attribute that is called data provider. This is called data provider. It is not a, this is an annotation at the rate data provider, and it is a attribute. In attribute, what you have to write in double quotes, you have to give the name of the function. Getting my point? Now you got the, it can be asked in that what is the linkage between this test case and this data provider? In your test case, you have to give the, in your data provider attribute, you have to give the name of the data provider function. Getting my point?
Yes.
And now I'm going to run it. Just see what will happen. I'm going to run it from here. Let me run it and see. It is working, yes or no? If you guys say no, if you guys say yes, then I will proceed. Yes or no?
Yes.
Have you seen there was a logical error? What was the logical error?
All the first name were
Yes.
together.
So it means, and what is the reason? Because logically, what you have done, whenever, how it works, first, whenever it actually find that this is the data provider, so it pick one set of data, run the test case. Then it pick another set of data, it run the. So you don't need to create a loop. But what is the logical error? When first it will run the data, okay, it will write Pradeep Nailwal. When again it will come to this test case, it will print Priyanka after Pradeep. Yes or no? So can you tell me how we can make it resolve this issue? Whenever you are going to run the data, you should make the field clear. Yes or no? You guys are not saying anything.
Yes, sir.
So what is the purpose of this? Whenever your test case will run, it will first of all clear the data from the previous run. So now let me run it and see it is working fine or not. Okay, what was the problem? Oh, sorry, I've run it from it again. This is the problem. I use the parameterization, cross-browser testing. So every time you have to run from TestNG exam. It's working fine this time.
Yes.
How many test cases it is showing you? 3. And you can see in the console, it is just giving you the data also. Validate first name, first name.
Yes.
Okay, now you will see. So why it is printing 2 times? Oh, why it is showing 6 test cases? There is some problem, Let me check. It should show only. We have run it. Only we have run it. 3,2. Why it is showing? Data provider is that is okay. That is okay. Let me run it again because it should not do in this way. Now it is running fine. There was some problem. Oh, again, why it is printing 2 times? It is showing me the how many test cases are there. Let me check. 6 pass. 6 pass. Why it is showing 6 pass? Why it is printing 2 times? It should show only 1 times. Let me check the code. Okay, when I'm running it from here, it is test 1 module 1 it will going. So when it is going to the module 1, this is one test case. It is running this one and this one. This is enable. So let me remove this thing. It is showing 3 test cases, but it is printing 2 times. Printing should be one. It is run one, and it is showing the same time. So let me check. Let me check why it is showing printing 2 times. This is one set of 0, 0, 1, 2. Okay, that is okay. This data provider is going to here. It is enabled when I'm running it from here. So in the base test, everything is clear. Parameter, it is also running fine. I should not see any problem here. Surprise. Let me do one thing. Let me first of all again I have to write it here. So for the time being, the base test, instead of that, let me write this code very, very simple. Or should I check my schedule the problem? Now we don't need to run it from this one. Let me run it and see what is the problem. Show refresh. It is showing 3 tests run and 3 pass. When I'm going to, yeah, now ready. Maybe there's some problem. Maybe in the code. Okay, so now tell me, it is running 3 tests. I want to add one more test data. Tell me what we have to do. Shruti, you will tell me. I want to add one more test data. What I have to modify? Shruti, I'm asking to you.
Yes.
What I have to do? I want to run it with more set of data, Ranjita. So what I have to do in my code? Change.
Data. We'll add more data field.
Okay, so first of all, we have to increase the size here. Where? Column or rows?
Both.
No, column will always be 2. Rows
Okay.
will increase. So it will be 4.
4.
Getting my point? Because column means number of parameters. Number of parameters are same.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now here you will write 3, 0, 3, 1. And here your data will be Ranjita. R-A-N-J-I-T. Ranjita. Ranjita, what is your surname?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your surname is yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
What is your surname? I'm asking what is your surname. I want to put the surname here.
Sir, I don't have any surname. I have only last name.
Okay, okay, okay. So, okay, so you can say Ranjita
Okay,
ji.
sir. I will tell you in the last name. I have explanation, right? Revana is my surname.
Okay, okay. Okay, so let me write
Sir, my
Ranjita ji.
spelling is wrong. R-A-N-J-I-T-H-A.
Oh, don't write my wrong name. Ah, that is good. Anybody have not right to write a wrong name? Okay, so I've written it. Now just see, last time how many test cases run? 3. So now this time you will say, I just added the data, and it is the beauty of the data provider. Automatically this test will run 4 times. Just see here, run. It's working. How many times it's run? 4 times. Yes or no?
Sir, it's
Yes.
working fine, but actually we can't see all remaining 3 test cases.
No, I didn't get you. Come again.
Sir,
Actually,
actually,
that
we're
field.
running 4 test cases. Every time it was open the Chrome browser and it will enter the first name and the middle name.
Yeah, because
Correct,
because
sir?
because we are okay. You are not able to. So maybe it is over because it is running in loop. So it is quickly doing the same thing, right? So I can do one thing for you. I can make a thread.sleep so that you can see little bit slow. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So let me write little bit slow. I'm making a 2000. I got your point. I got your point because you are right. Whenever you are able to see, because it is running rapidly, so you are not able. Now you see, I have make a wait between two run of 2000. Now tell me if you are able to see. Are you able to see Pradeep Nailwal,
Yes, sir.
Priyanka Rajput,
Yes, sir.
Shruti Singh,
Yes, sir.
Ranjita ji? Now it is good.
Yes, sir. It's good.
So now you can say it is running 4 times, 4 tests ke saath. It means whenever you have created this structure and you want to run your test case with multiple set data, you have to modify only two things: size of the array and you have to add the data. Getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now I have told you about the data provider. So data provider is this the use of the data provider. When you want to run your test case with multiple set of data, you can create the data provider structure, and now there you can create a integration between the test case and the data provider by the help of a attribute data provider. Now here I have given you the test data which is hard coded, but in the real one, where you will get the data? In the real world, you will get the test data, multiple set of data in the form of Excel. Getting my point? So it means what you have to do, you have to run your this test case, but instead of giving the hard coded value, you have to read the data from Excel.
Excellent.
So now for that purpose, first of all, I will tell you in the simple program that how you can read the data from the Excel. So I will give you the, first of all, a normal code for that. Then I will show you that how you can utilize in it. I can show you directly in the data provider, but this is the best way so that you can learn that, okay, in the interviewer, when he will ask, can you write a code to read the data from Excel? You will write this code. And when he will say how you can utilize in your data provider, then you will write. Is it okay? So first thing,
Yes.
where is the Excel? Let me show you. I have Excel in my drive that I use in every test data Excel. Are you able to see this Excel? How many columns are there? 1, 2, 3. First name, last name, and age. Is it okay? Now we have
Yes.
to read the data from this Excel. Just see what I'm going to do. Whenever you want to read the data from any file, not any Excel. So I'm telling you that this is the common code to read the data, to read the content of a file. I will tell you where the code will be specific to the Excel. So any type, if you want to read any type of file from your drive, this code, this line is common. File equal to new file. So what is the purpose of this thing? I will tell you. The purpose of this line is to create the object of a file. And why we create the object of file? Java treats each and everything as a object. So where this file is available? In your D drive. Where this file is available? So just give the path of the file. What is the complete path? D Pradeep data. And let me give the complete name. So what it will do? What this line will do? At runtime, when this line will run, it will convert, it will read the file here and will store in the memory in the form of, guys tell me, in the form
Test
of,
data.
yes, and in the form of object. So
Object.
now this Java treats everything as object. So when this file line will run, Java will read this file. Read this file means it will just try to find this file on your drive is this location and will load in the memory in the form of object, and that object will be specified by file. Second line, now you have loaded the file. You want to read the data from this file or you want to enter some data in the file. Two things are there. You want to read or you want to write. When you want to read the data, there is another class that is called file input stream, And actually what happens, you convert the file into the read mode. You convert the file in the read mode. How it is possible? You convert file input stream equal to new file input stream, and in the parameter you pass the already previous file object. So what this line will do? What this line will do? It will convert the file object into the read mode. Getting my point?
Yes.
Means now file object was there. You have converted file object into FIS, means in the read mode. So now you have to read the data from FIS. Getting my point? So these two lines are very, very common for each and every case of file. You want to read the Excel file, you want to read the document file, you want to read the XML file, you want to read the JSON file, any file you want to read, these two lines are common for each and every file. Getting my point?
Yes.
After that, when you are going to read the actual data from the file, and you know that when you are going to read the actual data from the file, it totally depends that what type of file is that and how the file stores the data, because every type of file stores the data in different format. Excel stores the data from in row and column. Microsoft Doc, MS Word, it stores the data in the form of paragraphs, right? XML stores the data in the form of XML tags. JSON stores the data in the form of JSON. So every file have different format. Getting my point?
Yes.
So now the question is that these two lines are common. After that, you have to use or convert the file into the specific object which has the capability to read the data. So if you want to read the Excel file, you need a specific class to read the data in the form of Excel. And what is that? The name of the class is XSF. There is a collection of classes which start from XSF. You are not able to see any suggestion. Why? Because by default, this class is not available in the core Java package. This file is not available in the core Java package. It is available in a third party tool. It is available in the third party tool, or you can say, like you have seen, Selenium is developed by someone else. We have used it, right? TestNG is developed by someone else. We have used attach jar. In the same way, to read the data from the Excel, accompanying the name of the company is Apache. They developed the project in the form of jar, and that jar contains all the classes to read the data from Excel. And the name of that file is Apache POI. Getting my point?
Yes.
So now we are going to read that. So for that purpose, you need to download a jar from the internet. And what is that jar? The name of that jar is POI. Getting my point? POI, and the complete is POI XML. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
So now you have to click on it and download it. So you can it is the Maven one that I will tell you after that. You can download simple one. Download. So here you can download this one. Download jar 4.0 for all dependence. Okay, you have to download this jar from here. So you can download it. I have already downloaded. So let me use that one. Where is that available? Where is that available? That is available in my E drive. Pradeep jars, POI 4. I have and 5.0. So let me use this one. Okay. So let me use it is Pradeep jars. So let me attach. How we can attach the jar in my project? Ranjita, can you tell me how we can attach the jar?
Right click build path.
Build path.
And configure build path.
Very good. Now we'll go to the location, add external jar. And the location is Pradeep jar, POI 5.0. Let's select all the files from here. One, then open, then again add external jars. Go to there, go select this one jar, open, then add an external jar. Then go to the lib one, select also jar, open, then add external jar. So actually indirectly you have to attach all the jars. Document you don't need. All the auxiliaries are you have to download, open, and then apply and close. Now you see, you will start getting a suggestion. What is that? XX, oh, XSSF. Now you, why you're not getting? Yeah, are you able to see now XSF? You are able to see the classes. So this is available in the, you can see the package also. ORG Apache PY. So now first line, first class which you have to use it, that is called XSF workbook. What is the name of the class? XSF workbook. And anybody know that Excel is also known as workbook?
Yes.
So Excel
Yes,
is known
sir.
as workbook also. So first class we have to use, that is called XSF workbook. And how you write? You will write new XSF workbook. In this way, you are creating the object of XSF workbook. And in this class, you have to pass the parameter FIS. Is it okay? So now
Yes.
again, it is saying add throws. You can write add throws. Now, this is okay. Now, what this line will do, you should understand the meaning of each and every line. This line will convert the file into the file object. This will convert into the read mode. Now this will convert the read mode into the actual Excel format. It means this Excel object contains all the function to read the data from Excel. So first function you have to use dot sheet. Get sheet. The name of the function is get sheet. In get sheet, you have to pass the name of the sheet. Anybody can tell me why giving the sheet name? Why we are giving the sheet name?
We have to
Why?
select which sheet.
Because the reason is that workbook is Excel is a collection of Excel is a collection of multiple test data sheets. Yes or no? You can say, I
Yes.
open this collection. Now you have to tell you want to read the data from test data, unsure this one. So whenever it will convert the Excel workbook in this object, after that you have to tell which sheet you want to interested to read. So I will giving the name test data. Now it is ready to read the data. So every time I'm just saying that. Oh, sorry. Here I've written Excel book. It should be XSF sheet. Now this is done. Now you got the sheet. Now tell me, what Excel is a collection of sheets. Sheet is a collection of. Anybody can tell me sheet is a collection of?
Different rows and columns.
Very good. It means I can say Excel is a collection of sheet. Sheet is a collection of rows, and rows is a collection of column. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
So it means I have just created Excel, then I got my sheet, and from sheet I can read any row. So I'm giving a function get a row, and in the row you will give the index. What is the index of first one? 0. 0 means the first row. I'm again storing a for every type of object there is a class XSF sheet. Here you can say my row, or you can say current row. CU, or you can say why you are writing current. Just read first row equal to. You got the first row. Here you have to wait. Instead of sheet, you have to write XSF row. Now you got the row. First row you got it, yes or no?
Yes.
Now you have to read the column. So now how many columns you have in your Excel? 1, 2, 3. So you have to read first row dot get. You will get the function column or cell. The name of the function is cell. What is the first cell? 0. What is the second cell? You
1,
can guess. 1. What will be the third cell?
2.
Yes. So now whenever you are getting, you have to store in also a variable in a reference that is called XSF cell. XSF cell. And you can give the name. What is the meaning of first row? means you can say it is giving you the it was first name cell. Here you can say first name column. What you will give the right second one? Middle name, last name, whatever you want to say. Suppose I can say middle name. You can assume that middle name. M-I-D-D-L, middle name. And last one is the age column. Getting my point? You are getting my point? Now
Yes.
you have read the Excel. From the Excel, you read the sheet. From the sheet, you have read the first row. Then you for that particular row, you have read all the columns. And now every column is ready. You have to now fetch the content from the column, the value from the column. How you can fetch the content? Just see there is a function first name column dot get string cell value, and it will return the data from that cell, and you can store in a variable string first name. Is it okay?
Yes.
In the same way, you can store the data from other columns also. Here you can say first name, here I can say last name, here I can say the age. And here you have to say first name. I'm using sometime I'm writing the variable name first name, sometime middle name. First name, middle name, and here we can write age. Now I can show you that it is reading data. How can show you? Tell me. By printing. So I'm printing in the same row. First name plus, just giving a space, then plus, I will write middle name, plus, then I will write age. So I'm running this program. Just see it is reading the data from the Excel or not. Just see here, finger crossed. It is reading the data of the first row.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If we want to read the data from the second row, this one, Gayatri Chauhan, tell me what code I have to modify here. I want to listen from you guys. Tell me. Just think about, little bit think about. I want to read the data from the second row.
So then X, where the cursor is, we need to copy that line.
It means, yeah, we have to write this one. Now we have previously taken the row 0. Now it will become 1.
1.
Column will be same, right? Column will always be 0. Oh, sorry, here I've written first row. It should be 2. That's why it is printing the last name. Should be, it is a typo mistake. It should be 2. But this time I'm running. Which data it will read? Second one.
Second one.
Is it okay? It is reading the data. Now I want to read the data from third row. This data. Pradeep Nailwal. Tell me, where I have to modify and what thing? Quick. Tell me fast.
In get row, we'll get 2.
Very good. Because a row is deciding that which row you want to read. Just run it and see. It will run this one. Now I want to ask all of you, because you have learned the concept of loop. One by one, I'm reading the data from one row. I want to read the data from all rows. What I have to do? Just give me. Yes. How I can write the code? I will write int I equal to 0, I less than, what is the name of the, you can say. Now the question is how you write less than, because you know that how many rows are in your Excel, you know it. At
Yes.
runtime, can you get it? You don't know. At runtime it contains 100, 200. Yes or no?
Yes.
So for that, there is a very, very good way. Sheet is a collection of rows. Yes or no?
Yes.
So you will see, actually this sheet reference contains a function that is called dot get physical number of rows. what is the beauty of this function? It will return the only those rows which contains data. Getting my point?
Yes.
If you want, you can make this code separate. You can write total rows. Just make it separate code also. Total rows equal to, you can write this code and put it here. And then you can use this total rows variable in the loop. That is also the good way.
Yes.
Now what you have to do? Simply cut this code and put it in the loop. And now what I have to change? Instead of row 2, I will make I. Yes or no?
Yes.
Every time this loop will run, it will read the row and then will read the respective columns.
But in
It is-
column also we gave 0, 1, right?
Yeah, 0, 1, and 2. Here you can see.
Yes. This one also we need to change it to.
No. Just think about that. Row will be changed, but the column value will always for every row 0, 1, 2.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes. But if it is more, then again we need to take one more for loop and we'll pass J there, right?
Yes, that, but the thing is that is not a real scenario. I will tell you what is. Tell me what. Whenever somebody is providing you some data in the Excel, okay,
Yes.
so at the time of giving the data, definitely it is possible that sometime in some rows it is giving more columns and sometime less. No,
Yes.
every time they will define. Okay, I understand that anybody, when you can assume or compare it with the database. In the database, can you tell me the column names are always fixed? How many table fields are there? Getting my point? Your table contains first name, last name, login, username, password, something like that. Can you tell me that at runtime somebody can add any column? No. Only data is added in the rows are added in the data table. Yes or no?
Yes.
So in the same way, somebody is giving the Excel. If you do not know what is the column data at runtime, how you will get the purpose of that column? Getting my point?
Yes.
Suppose take the example. You are writing I can write a code that you can read here again for loop to get the runtime columns. But tell me, when you are getting the runtime column name, can you tell me you will get some data runtime here? Because you do not know what is this data runtime you are getting. Can you tell me what is this data type? What is the column for this? What is the type of value? Means it is the first name, last name, age, because you are running runtime. Yes or no?
Yes.
So because the thing is that nobody can provide you the data without the header. Now again think about that. If I'm removing this thing, if I am removing this header, can you tell me Gayatri's first name or Chauhan's last name? Don't try to use this thing that you know that Gayatri is something like a first name, but nobody can tell me. Yes or no? So always when you are providing the data, header tells that what is the purpose of this thing. Getting my point?
Yes.
So
Yes.
whatever you're saying that is possible, but logically that is not right. So now let me run this thing and see it is printing the data or not. It is printing all the data.
Yes.
Now you'll see you have learned whenever somebody is going to ask you, can you write a code to read the data from the Excel? Simply provide it. I'm just putting in the WhatsApp also. Okay, now come back. Now come back. I've told you separately because whenever somebody asks, can you write a code to read the data from the Excel, simply use it. Getting my point? Now, in your data provider, where you are reading the data, you are just passing the data or setting the data here. Yes or no? You are setting the data here. Yes or no?
Yes.
So it means here you are setting the hard-coded values. In this array, you don't need to set the hard-coded values. You set the data where you are reading from Excel. Yes or no?
Yes.
So do one thing, just see what is the tricky way. I have already learned this code. Copy this code from here and do it here. Just paste it here. Where it paste? Just paste it here. And see how I'm going to utilize it. Just here. Error giving add throws, just use add throws. Now you'll say I'm going to do. This is the code. This is the array. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now tell me, here at runtime, you have to decide the array size. What will be the array size? Total number of
Rows.
yeah.
Total number of rows.
Very good. Got this point? How I'm going to utilize? This time when
Yes.
you declare the array, total number of rows will be the whatever you are getting from the Excel. And you know that column will always according to your need. We are reading the 3 data, but in your test case, how many data you are passing? How many data you are passing? 2. In your test case, how many data you are passing? 2. So how many data you need it from here? Tell me, from the Excel, 2 or 3?
We
We are reading first name, middle name, and age. But what data is needed to be passed in your this test case?
page
Question.
Only 2. So
only 2.
you don't need to read this column here. Getting my point?
Yeah, age column we need to remove. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can simply I can read it. But I
Yes.
told you here you are passing 2 columns because you are only passed to 2 data to this function. So here you have to make according to your test case. 2 data is there. Let me remove this thing also. And again, I don't need to print it. Instead of printing, what I have to do? Tell me what I have to do. Let me do one thing also. Let me cut this code here and pass it here. Because we have, after getting the rows, I declared the array. Now you will see, this is the code to set the data. Yes or no? This is the code to set the data. Yes or no? So tell me, you guys are not taking interest. You guys are not taking. Now tell me, this is the array to set the data. In the loop,
Yes.
every time you have to, this will be row. Yes or no? So can I say
Yes.
II?
Yes. Yes.
Only when it will run the loop. So it will first of present 0, 0, 0, 1, second 1, 0, 1, 1, then 2, 0.
Yes.
And here you have to put the values. Again, every time how you are getting the value in the loop, this one. So can I say this?
Yes. You can.
Tell me, I'm saying right thing or wrong?
Right. Correct.
And rest the thing is okay. Now see, only you in your data provider, you have removed the code hard coded. You get the data from the Excel code and put in your data array. Rest of the things are taken care by the TestNG. Let's run and see how many times it is running. It contains so many data, so definitely is going to take the time. Just see here. F name, Gayatri Chauhan, are you able to see? Tell me you are able to see that whether it is running for all test data, because this test data is available in the Excel. Yes or no?
Yes.
It is going to take so much time. But I will show you the last data. It is reading and pasting in the test data. Same is available on the Excel. Because I added a delay of 2000 milliseconds. That's why it is taking time. You can check the Excel also. What is the last data? Lord Ganesha. Yes or no?
Yes.
And how many
Yes.
records are there? 22.
Yes.
Just go and check. How many test cases it run?
22.
Okay. Just. Is it okay?
Yes. Yes.
Now, great. So we have learned this thing. So now in this way, again, tell me one thing. Now you have created a data structure of your data provider. In the future, if I add the record, automatically it will make it more, yes or no?
Yes.
If I remove the test data, it will execute the less. Let me make it little bit less. I just made it 17. Now just see, this time it will run how many times? 17. I'm
17.
removing this thread.sleep, otherwise it will take time and our batch will be little bit delay. So let me remove. Now just use your sharp eyes to see it is running quickly. What is happening? What is happening?
It's only one. It is.
No, I make any change. No, something different. What is saying that? So let me do one thing. I made some changes in the Excel, so let me first close. Okay, now let me run it. I'm sure that it should not do the same thing. Let me run. What is given error? Let me check. Let me check. I have just null pointer exception. Why is it saying null pointer exception? Validate skip name is there. Okay. Module test one does where it is saying get string first name column. No, that cannot be the case. Rows two. Now let me check. What is the problem with the D? Read data. Change data Excel. Oh, I got this one. I have removed it. So let me actually I have to delete it. Otherwise, it is trying to fetch the data. Actually, when I'm saying it is trying to make the So now let me run it. Anyhow, it has to store the space there. So let me run. It should work. Yeah. It should work again. Let me check. It is running.
Yes.
Now just see how many times it runs. How many times?
17.
Okay. So make sure whenever you are deleting the data, your data means your rows should be deleted. Otherwise, when you are deleting the content, still you can say content is deleted, but cell become null. Getting my point?
Yes.
So it means whenever you are deleting, you should delete that. That's why I've deleted in that way. And you can see it is running fine. You got the point?
Yes.
Now you have learned this thing. Now I'm going to tell you one thing which you have not learned at the time of, you can say, Selenium learning. We are running the test case. Now let me take the example of any other one, module 2. Validated. So we are running the test cases, but where we are making a validation. Okay, are you getting my point? Are we making any validation whether validate is making validation, is entering correct, it is using the right format, max length is doing. Are we doing any type of validation? We are just writing the step. Yes or no?
Yes.
We are just right. We are just doing driver.find element, just entering that 35. We should make a validation. We should verify that, okay, if we are entering some data, actually that data is going to be saved in the text field or not. It is taking the max length. So many validation we have to do. Yes or no?
Yes.
So I will show you that how you can make the validation in your TestNG. That is very important. So that part, for timing, let me make above one false and let me come to it. So I will show you the validation on validate. So anybody can tell me what is the first validation? Whenever you are entering your some data like 35. Okay, so just go and check here in your user registration page. Let me check in the user registration page. What validation I can show you? Okay, in the age field, let me check. I will try to write so many data. How many data? How many you can say characters I am able to write? How many characters? 3. I'm trying to write more than that, but still I am not able to. Getting my point?
Yes.
So there is a validation that is called max length. Yes or no?
Yes.
So and we tell me how we are doing it manually. Manually, I'm doing it that I'm trying to write more than 3 characters on my field. And I'm just checking that I'm able to get 3 characters or more than that. In this way, we are testing it manually. Yes or no? Or we are going to validate in the automation. Tell me how we can validate. I can do one thing. I will try to write 3, 5, 8, 9, this data. Try to enter. Now tell me, I will try to enter the data 3, 5, 8, 9. But what data should be entered? What data should be entered there? Tell me.
35.
3, 5, 8. There is max length is 3.
8. Yes.
Okay, 3, 5, 8. But how we are going to validate in automation? Just see here. I have written a code to find the element. Then I enter the 3, 5, 8, 9. What I will do? After entering in the automation, we will check what values is stored in the text field. How we'll get? Just see here. That is very important. I will write a code age. After entering the data, I will check the value which is stored in the field. So there is a function. I told you about this function, get attribute.
Yes.
So what is the use of this function? Whenever you want to get the value from a text field, there is a function that is called age get attribute, and here pass the value attribute. When you call it, it will return the value from that field. So I will store in a field string string, and here I can say actual value. Getting my point? Actual age.
Yes.
And what is the expected age? Whatever you are entering, you are entering 3589. But what is your expectation? What should be the age expected? 358. Yes or no? This is your expected age. Yes or no? And at runtime, you are getting the value, whatever you have entered in the age field. Are you getting my point? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
So I am writing how we are going to validate it in TestNG. There is a function that is called assert equal. Assert equal comes in multiple flavors. You want to compare to integers, string, boolean. Here we have to compare to strings. So we will use the function assert this one. First one is actual. Second is expected. In the actual, you will write actual age. In the expected, you will write expected age, and just see what will happen. In the current scenario, it will pass or fail. Are you able to see pass or fail?
Yes, sir. Pass is fun.
Yeah, pass. Now, how I can show you that the scenario, how I can create the negative scenario? Can you tell me? I'm going to create a bug on my page. Is it okay? I'm going to create a bug on my page. Let's see how I'm going to create a bug. Where is my age field? What is the max length here?
3.
Suppose I cannot do any other things to show you that it is validating fine or not. So I'm creating a bug. I am giving the max length. Oh, getting my point? Now tell me, when this time I will run the code, it will enter the whole value. Yes or no? And what is my expectation? You guys are getting or not? I actually tried to give you more in depth and you guys got confused. Now tell me, according to, okay, let me run application manually. Refresh. Now tell me how many characters I'm able to write. How many characters I'm able to write now? 4. Because I have created a bug in my application that developers was assigned to create a max length 3, but he has created 4. So now, but my test case is right. My test case is still expecting what is the character 3. Yes or no?
Yes.
So when I run it, it will actually find the bug in your application. Just see here. Now tell me, are you able to see here this one? One test case is failed. Can you see this error here? What is saying that? Expected?
358 but found 3589.
Are you getting my point? So because the thing is that I have to create a bug in my application that I can prove it, right? So you can assume that I have written the test case here perfectly according to the max length 3. If your developer is going to be a bug in the application, it will catch it. If it was 3, do you think it will catch? No.
No.
So now let me run it again. This time it will again work. You got my point how I'm trying to tell you the simulation of a pass and fail by creating a bug on the application. Now it is running fine. Yes or no?
Yes.
So in this way, you can make a validation. When you are comparing two string values, The function is assert equal to, you can see so many variations are there for every type of function, like assert. If you want to compare to string value, whatever, for every type of function, there is a function. Assert equal to boolean to integer. Are you getting my point? So currently I'm comparing to a string value. When in your automation, you have to compare boolean value, you can use it. Is it okay?
Yes.
So this is called the validation. You can make the validations. Okay.
Yes.
So this is, you can say, all about the main part of the TestNG. In the next session, I will start with the framework part, as well as the framework. I will tell you about the so many left things, like how you can read the data from properties file. Second, the beautiful extend report. Reason is that currently also it is creating the report. This is the, you can say, report it is generating on console. You want to see the actual report, just go to the location of your folder, properties, go to the location here, and I will show you. It is generating the report, but report is not so much beautiful. This is the report. Are you able to see the report?
Yes.
But it is not so much beautiful. So nowadays, nobody is going to use the default TestNG report. You have to use the good report of extend. And trust me, you don't need to write any extra code. You have to read only 4 or 5 lines of code. And then I will tell you, and you will see a beautiful pie chart is there, graph is there, filter is there. So many things are there. So we will learn the framework part, where we learn the framework, we learn the how to read the test data from properties file, and how you can create the report. So this thing, you can say this features, this implementation, we will learn in the next week. Is it okay?
Yes.
So in the next week, maybe your framework part will be completed in next 2 sessions. Getting my point? And after that, you have to start practicing and giving me the assignments that you are automating any application. You can automate any application and give me the, what do you use that? Give me the project that I've automated this framework. Can you tell me, Pradeep, is there any good things? Is there any bad things? What is the improvement? I will tell you. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
I will share the
Okay,
recording of today's session within 1.5 hours. It will little bit take time, but half hour I will paste on the same Google Drive. Okay. Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Have a
Thank
good day.
you. Good day. Bye.